let's pick up Riggs Eckelberry. Riggs Eckelberry, of course, is the CEO, founder of originally a company that wasn't originally called OriginClear, but their new name now is OriginClear. It used to be called Origin Oil, but their stock symbol OOIL. OriginClear is the company. OriginClear.com. Riggs, good to see you, buddy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much, and I love your stock talk. It gets me all excited.
Yeah, you get you excited when Russ isn't here, Riggs, we can actually get something done. When Russ, we can actually teach people and talk about the market and the economy, and so on and so forth. Hey, before we get too far into, there's a lot. You guys had an unexpected award come up, and there's all kinds of great news. But let's talk about again, because I think there's some people that missed it, because I got a lot of email after you were on last time about why the name changed again, and of course you were Origin Oil for several years, and now you're OriginClear, and there's a good reason for that. Let's talk about that real quick. Just review for us, if you will.
Well, some months ago when we realized we were really doing a water cleanup technology, we thought about the name Origin Oil, and we felt that there was so much brand invested in it that we didn't really want to shift it. But that really came to a head when we decided to begin acquiring companies, which I want to talk about later on the show. And we basically realized that we're not going to have an Origin Oil family of companies in the wastewater treatment business. Origin Oil came from algae, and it's a great name if you're making fuel from algae, but it's not a great name if you're cleaning up water from, let's say, a tannery. So tannery waste is going to need a different name, because why would it be Origin Oil?
Right.
So we decided to emphasize the clear part of the OriginClear, that it's making water clear, and then as we acquire these assets that I want to talk about, it makes sense to have an OriginClear family of companies. The
and the good news about this, and guys, pull up the website for our audience, for our radio audience. It's OriginClear.com. But you have this breakthrough water cleanup technology we've talked about for a long time, and it covers. There's three main verticals on your website: petro, algae, and waste. But boy, you guys are moving into a different direction, and that's sustainability. Let's face it. What's the number one topic here in the state of California right now? If it isn't cybersecurity, it's water, right, Riggs? So you guys are part of that sustainable business model. Let's talk about that.
Yes, well, water is even more important than cybersecurity, because I think our bodies can last, 72 hours without water. We really need it, not just for humans, but of course, agriculture is incredibly dependent on it. It takes 1 gallon to make 1 almond, that kind of stuff. So we really need to start thinking about all the water we're throwing away and start reclaiming it. And there's all kinds of users throughout the state and, of course, the country that really need to use water efficiently.
What's interesting here is also, speaking of sustainability, you guys had an unexpected award, Riggs. You want to talk about that? Are you going to be bashful about that, or can I out that before you go on national before you go on the Kennedy honors? Can we bust this out? What? First of all, it was unexpected. What was it?
Well, Sully, I'll always be your friend. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because even though I'm moving,
even though you're moving up, we're still going to be friends. That's great.
But so what it was the Sustainable Business Council has these annual awards. This is the 4th annual awards. Very prestigious this year. They had James Cameron and Jessica Alba speaking, and Jessica received a lovely award. And I was just hanging out like, oh, this is nice. And all of a sudden, boom, our name gets called. And I think we have a clip.
Let's show the clip, guys. So
the winner is Origin Oil, Inc.
Wow.
Origin Oil?
Origin Oil, please come to the stage.
Boy, obviously you weren't prepared for them to have to call you to go to the stage there, big guy. So this is the 4th annual Sustainability Business Council Awards.
Exactly.
And there comes Riggs Eckelberry up to the microphone, who clearly was unexpecting to win an award. And they gave you a potted plant the size of a small farm town there, didn't they? By the way, was that the trophy? Was a plant?
Well, I am blown away.
Sustainable, of course.
And I just want to say that, first of all, we're no longer Origin Oil. Origin Oil is gone. It's OriginClear. And the reason why it's called OriginClear is because we make water clear. So this is this new space called blue technology, the blue economy. And you've been hearing a little bit about water lately around here, California. Okay. The big problem with water is that there's so much of it, but so much of it is dirty. And for example, the oil industry in California alone generates 75 billion gallons of produced water every year from deep underground and throws it away. Why? Because it costs too much to clean it. So we came up with technology that does this heavy lifting, getting the gunk out, the suspended solids and the petroleum out, en vrac, as we say, wholesale.
Wow. You know what, Riggs? I'll tell you what. You should go on the road and take that show on the road there, big fella. That's good stuff. And you got, and by the way, so you got, so you have, you got one of the 4th annual Sustainable Business Council Awards. What was the actual award?
It's the Sustainable Seedling Award.
Wow, sustainable. You're a little sustainable seedling, Riggs. And I'll tell you what, we always knew you were the little seedling that could, Riggs Eckelberry. Nice. And the winner is OriginClear. Thank you, Riggs. Maybe we can get Riggs to come in the studio. I miss seeing his 6'7" profile into the studio with us. We'll get him in the studio next week.